Back here with our man Jake Gadon, CBS 13. My favorite station, by the way, for news. Just a great team with Jake Gadon, Brendan Benitez
I stay
over
tapped
there.
into 13.
Yeah.
That's how I was watching Stephen Colbert the other night.
There you go. Okay. All right. Late night. We walked by that studio. Dude, it's a great studio. That's a true landmark.
Is that's where Letterman was, right? Is that the same place?
That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. Jake wants us to acknowledge his stupid T-shirt, his stupid Patriots T-shirt from God knows what year, Super Bowl champions. Who knows?
Hey, where's your blurred background today? Like, blur that out.
Nah, I'm at home today, guys. We're rocking. All right, we've been chilling. It's different vibes. Got to change up the setting. You know what I mean?
You know the Patriots could win this thing.
They could, absolutely.
They absolutely could win this thing.
Can I point this out? I think they have an easy schedule, okay, in terms of the playoff positioning, because if you beat the Chargers, right, in that first round, you don't have to face Denver and you don't have to face Buffalo. I think you can make it to the AFC Championship game and face either of those teams. If it's Denver, you go to Mile High. Good luck. If you're home, playing Buffalo at home, hard to lose to Buffalo twice at home in 1 year. Just saying, the path's there.
I don't like that second matchup regardless.
Mm-mm.
Well, if you somehow played the Steelers, then it'd be fine. But like Texans or Bills, I don't like the second matchup regardless. But you're right. I mean, they could go. They can absolutely go. Yep. The Patriots can go.
I just don't believe, and maybe we can talk about this in a bit, but like I'm not a firm believer of the Texans offense. I think that defense is nasty, like disgusting.
Listening to Kyle Madsen, yeah.
I'm just not a fan of the Texans offense. I think CJ Stroud is great. I don't think they have a run game. I'm not very, very impressed by their offensive line, and their only option is Nico Collins. So,
no, you're spot on.
But that's fine. Well, hold on, man. We can't switch it up now. What's that line everyone repeats every time the playoffs get here?
Defense wins championships. I understand that.
Like
you got to win. You got to score points to win a game. You have to.
Agreed.
Well, that could be.
Ask you this. Would you rather take CJ Stroud or Drake May as your quarterback?
Well, all right, we're a little prisoner of the moment.
Yeah, like hang on, like CJ's a good quarterback.
CJ has won in the playoffs. Yeah, he didn't win a playoff game.
CJ's a good quarterback.
We ain't never seen Drake in the playoff game.
Be careful. I don't know if Drake's the MVP either.
Whoa! Yeah, this dude went to New York and literally decided to be like, you know what? We're gonna hate New England. All right, God damn, I'm done. I'm not taking the slander, Damien. I'm not taking the slander.
It's not slander. It's a two-person race, and it's Stafford and May. Matthew Stafford has had an incredible season. Drake May has too. That's the race to me. I just don't know who it is.
Matthew Stafford, I will say this, has had a really good season. I'm gonna play semantics here. I'll put it to you like this: in a regular year, both of these guys ain't finished top 5 in the voting.
What do you mean?
I don't think that's true.
In those Lamar, Patrick Mahomes years, both of these guys ain't finishing top 5.
Yeah, but here's the thing. The other thing I also point out is this, okay? People are going to say the records have to come into it. New England, let's be real, have had an easier schedule this year compared to the Rams. That's easy to compare against. You know, Stafford's leading the league and passing yards and passing touchdowns.
46-8.
That's really good.
Whoa,
it's
what?
Really good. It's really good. It's really good.
Nah, you're doing the thing. I know what you're doing. I've worked with you too. Don't do this. I know what you're doing.
Really good.
I know what you're doing. And you're doing the stupid voice, which is making it worse.
I've seen him the last.
Say it without your voice going up.
It's really good.
Thank you.
I just want to say that I don't think May has the same complement of players around him like Stafford does. And the fact that he's making it work with the guys that he has around him, no-name guys like Kyle Williams, like Hunter Henry, I don't think is a top 5 tight end. Like, you know, who after you look at like Matt Collins, do you consider him a top wide receiver in the league? Like, you know, Pop Douglas, is that another top receiver in the league? I think when you look at Stafford, he has Puka, he has Devontae Adams throughout the majority of the season. Kyron Williams is an established running back, and you have one of the best offensive coordinators or offensive head coaches in the league, and Sean McVay. And compared to what Drake has around him, the fact that May has the highest completion rating in the NFL and best QBR, I think, says a lot.
Well, I'm gonna tell you like this right now. If that's the argument, if people are consistent, then I know for sure Matthew Stafford better not win nothing. He better not win nothing. Because in 2023, when that boy Brock Purdy was going crazy, it was all about his weapons. That's why he couldn't win. I don't even know if he finished top 5 in voting. It was all about his weapons. So let's not change it up now. If we talking about the weapons, Stafford don't need to win nothing.
I think they're going to give it to Stafford, though. The reason for it is because I think they're going to sit there and say Drake May is going to be able to win it somehow or another again.
I think I think it's fifth seed too, though. That's crazy. That is crazy.
I just think they're going to give it to Stafford and tip it and say and give extra motivation to Drake May, which will be fine when he wins the Super Bowl. So
13-4, 3,700 yards, 28 touchdowns, 6 interceptions.
That's Matthew Stafford?
Nope, that's Josh Allen last year.
Oh. Well, I didn't think he was the MVP.
Who was the MVP?
I thought it should have been Lamar.
Well, Lamar's a little harder to look up because Lamar's rushing yards are somewhere down on this page, and that kind of changes the entire conversation. But let's go back to Lamar's last MVP. Last year, Lamar.
That's what I'm saying. Lamar should have won last year.
Lamar last year was 41-72, 41 touchdowns, 41 touchdowns to 4 interceptions.
Come on, man.
We went over a couple of quarterbacks that threw those in one game this year.
Right. Like, look,
Geno Smith. Hey,
Lamar.
Damn, he was one of them.
Lamar. It's not going to sound good right now, but I'm going to stay with it. Lamar, the best quarterback in football.
That don't bother me a bit.
He's the best quarterback in football. I'll put it to you like this. Like I said at the beginning of the season, if Josh Allen had Lamar Jackson's numbers and Lamar Jackson had Josh Allen's numbers, nobody would say Lamar is better than Josh. Nobody. If you flip their numbers,
yeah, for sure.
Nobody would say
for
that.
For sure. 915 yards on the ground last year. Is that real? Am I looking at that wrong? Nope, I'm not. 915 yards last year for Lamar Jackson. Didn't win the MVP. But all pro. All pro won. All pro first team.
That's great. Yeah, he won all pro.
There you go.
He didn't win that.
There you go.
I remember that conversation.
Point in all of this, Jake, we like Drake. Jake, listen. I don't like the angle of this camera, man. You've got to fix this. You've got to fix this. Don't do that. That's better.
Hey,
Okay,
staircase go crazy though.
This is lifestyles of the rich and famous out here in Sacramento. That's a nice little spot right there.
Thanks, man.
Um,
Point in all of that is, I think your Patriots have a chance. I don't know if Drake May is going to win this award, man, but I think Mike Vrabel, he's winning that award.
Ooh, I don't think so. I don't think he's winning Coach of the Year. I think
I'll probably get it.
Mike McDonald was good last year.
One seed, fan.
I can't. I
Yeah,
really
I think
can't
so.
remember.
I think they did.
I thought they just missed it. I'm trying to.
Oh,
think
maybe
of
they
who
did.
I've
thought they
also
made it. We were
heard-
looking at that. Who made it and who missed it earlier. I thought they made it.
I'm also hearing Liam Cohen is getting votes.
I mean, and he deserves it
Yeah.
too. Like those guys. He absolutely. Yeah, I mean, but for me, I'd probably go Cohen or Vrabel over Mike McDonald. I thought Mike McDonald was terrific, but you're kind of pulling the Patriots were in a difficult spot, and the Jaguars are the Jaguars. So good for Liam Cohen for turning that around the way that he did.
Yeah, I think it should be Vrabel. It should be.
We'll see how it comes.
Good candidates in all these categories. Jake, we can get back to football here. Seahawks didn't make the playoffs last year.
10-7 though last year.
Yeah, 10-7. Maybe I was focusing too much on the record and not the fact that they missed. Jake, we can get back to football here in a few minutes, but KC, or no, actually, it was Kyle. Kyle Madsen asked the question earlier. At this point in the season, at 8-29 now for the Sacramento Kings, is it possible for them to have a bad loss? Because for Kyle, it felt like that loss was bad last night.
No, that's not a bad loss last night. Want to know what's a bad loss? When you get blown out by 41 in LA to the Clippers, and the night before you got blown out by 20 to the Lakers. And you sit there and you say, you question the effort level and everything like that. Last night's loss was just is being made a big deal of because he was on national television last night. Like, let's be real about that. Because he was on NBC and it was on a national audience, and the Kings were up 10 and looking good through three quarters, and they couldn't.
That's what I think it is. That's what I think it is more than where the game was aired. I think it was it. They felt like they were. It felt like they were in control for most of that game.
Yeah, and then they do what they always do. They have a blip in the radar throughout the game, maybe a 5-minute period, and then they come back down to earth, and then they start playing hard again. If there's one thing that's constant about this team this year, because there hasn't been a lot of consistency whatsoever, is they will always have a 5-minute blip or a 10-minute blip or a quarter blip where they're just not locked in. They can't play the full game to the intensity that they want to. Even in the wins this year, guys, I haven't seen them play a full game of basketball from start to finish where I've been impressed by them throughout the whole entire game. And that's just where the consistency is. It's rotations. It's who's hot, who's not. It's how the offense is working, the defense. The ratings thing is hysterical. That they're one of the worst. They're the worst team in offensive rating and one of the worst defensive ratings. Their net rating is by far the worst in the NBA. It all makes sense because it's all clunky and dysfunctional. And here's the thing that I think people are holding out hope for, that a trade's going to come down. Guys, I don't know if they're going to even trade anybody. That's the sad thing about it. I think that the new type of NBA is not trading away for assets and draft picks because of the salary cap and everything like that. I think you might have this team for the rest of the season. And if there is a trade, it might be a small thing on the outside. We can talk all we want so we're blue in the face about how many times that Zach LaVine has been, connected somewhere, or DeMar DeRozan's been connected somewhere, or the latest one, Malik Monk, being connected somewhere. But this might be the team for the rest of the season, and they may not trade anybody and just try to get a draft pick at the end of the year, which is just, the reality of where they are in the NBA and what Scott Perry's trying to do. And the team has no direction other than saying they want to go younger and they want to play to their 6 pillars. But you got to be able to play to those 6 pillars, you got to be able to have the people on the team that actually want to do that and believe in those pillars as well.
44 games left, maybe 45. I'm not sure. Yeah.
Too many.
Too many.
Yeah.
It's going to be hard to watch.
Can we cut that in half? And I don't mean 22. I mean, can we make it 4 games left or 5 games left? Whichever. I'm fine with either.
Something. Another thing that really stood out, Jake, I don't think you saw this yesterday because, you might have been off. Did you watch the game, the broadcast?
Of course, I watched the broadcast last night.
Okay. I didn't know if you were at the arena or not. But on the broadcast, they were kind of not hyping it up, but they were just acknowledging, hey, this game is in clutch game category, and this is a clutch game. And they showed the records for the two teams in clutch games. The Kings have only had 14 clutch games. 14. I think that, what's the record? 8 and 28?
8 and 29, I believe.
29. So that's 37 games. Only 14 of them. And they're not getting no blowouts. They're not blowing nobody out. They're not beating nobody down by 20. 14 of it. For comparison, I think the Mavericks had 28 clutch games. They played 30-something games.
They're 14 and 23.
That's just, to your point, Jake, that is just a sign of this. You've been non-competitive for the majority of your games all year long. That's unacceptable. That is completely unacceptable. Non-competitive.
And the sad thing about it is you're supposed to be having some of the best clutch players in the NBA on your roster when it comes to DeMar DeRozan and Zach LaVine. And the fact that, I know you guys are talking about this with Kyle and James at the top of the show, but I am still perplexed. One, on the 2 game-winning plays that they had. The one that was coming out of the timeout where DeMar was on AD, drove past him. They headed out to Dennis, and Dennis takes a 3, which for me, I wish Dennis would pump fake and take it to the tin, because at least you can get an easier shot. And if you have that center step up, you have an easy lay into Max. Like I didn't like the 3 that he took. And then the second one was with 3 seconds left. You're telling me the best shot from last night to win at the buzzer was a 1-foot 30-footer from DeMar, who's not a great 3-point shooter in general. Like, I'm perplexed. I'm completely perplexed of just how we get to this point. And the IQ is supposed to be really high for these guys because they're future Hall of Famers, and that's not a high IQ play. Like, it's just not. I don't know if you got I just. When in clutch time, I think it's important to be able to drive the lane because you have much more options to either kick it out for an open 3 or to get fouled and go to the free throw line and hit 2 easy free throws. And the fact that you're taking a contested 3 and a 1-foot 30-footer to try to win the game, I just don't understand that whatsoever.
You talk about clutch moments. I believe there is a clutch gene. Maybe DeMar has it or had it, or maybe we'll regain it when he leaves Sacramento. Zach LaVine does not. Like, there is one guy who plays who is capable of doing what you just asked, and it's Zach LaVine. Like, DeMar can penetrate, but he'll stop and he'll go for the mid-range, which a lot of times can be extremely effective. The other guy who can create hasn't played in several games. I think the last time he played was 4 minutes. And that's, of course, Malik Monk, who didn't get off the bench again last night. None of this makes sense to me. We could frame this however we want to, losing it, all of this different stuff. Malik Monk not playing basketball for the Kings does not make sense.
And the fact it's $18 million sitting on your bench too, like, that's just not smart in terms of business type of stuff. And like, I know James has some solid reporting on this, and I followed up with his reporting, and everything kind of checks out. It's like, Malik's being shopped, and there's a lot of different opportunities out there for him. A lot of it has to do with the salary and the reasons why he hasn't been moved yet. But that guy is a player that deserves at least 20 minutes a night. And it's unfortunate because of the roster construction that he's the one that is getting the short end of the stick with this. Because you're right, Dame. Like, he should have been out there last night. And the fact that he's played only 4 minutes since the new year, the last time he's played significant minutes was almost a month ago. Like, it's just, he's a pro's pro on how he's dealing with it. But I think he's frustrated. I know he's frustrated because I think he thinks he can contribute to this team. But clearly they don't believe that.
Well, let's try and find some bright sides to all this. How do you feel about the rookies?
I love the rookies. I think that the biggest move that they're going to do over the next 2 weeks or the next couple weeks is, like, you got to get Dylan Cardwell off a 2-way. Like, you got to get him to a fully guaranteed and have that guy play significant minutes, because the mystery around Domantas Sabonis and when he returns continues to be a mystery. We saw him, I want to say, on Monday, I think, shooting hoops, but he wasn't like, he was, in the gym just shooting free throws. So I don't know how much he actually participated in basketball activities. And his second month of coming back should be up here soon. So we'll have an answer sooner rather than later. But the mystery behind his season and when he actually fully returns is going to be something that I'm going to keep an eye on. Max Renaud, I love his 2-man game with Russ and his float game that he's able to just float the ball up there in the middle. I still haven't seen enough of Neek. I think Neek defensively is great. Offensively, I sometimes think he hesitates and he doesn't want to take the ball out of a veteran's hands. I would like to see him do more playmaking, but maybe just he's not comfortable in doing that right now. But in terms of foundation and building blocks, those 3 are going to be the future of what you're looking for, and I think they're living up to the expectation, especially Dylan Cardwell. Like, been impressed by the young man, the amount of rebounds, the amount of blocks he is. He's the force in the middle that we've been looking for, especially as a young guy over the past couple of years. And I like those 3. I think they nailed all 3 picks. And, for me, that gives me hope, because when you look at the NBA draft and having probably a top 4 pick this next year, I don't think the Kings, you have to worry about where it's like a repeat of Luka Doncic. Like, I think, if you ask Scott Perry who he's going to pick when the top 4 pick comes, I think you're going to have a solid feeling that he's going to get the pick right. So that gives me hope, if that's what you're asking.
Look at Jake Gadon of CBS 13 being optimistic, talking about a top 4 pick. Go ahead.
Well, look, I set Jake up a little bit to be combative, because I don't think Nick got to show me something. I don't think he's like a bust. I'm not trying to make that argument, but it's like a boxing match. Hey, you don't show me something soon, I'm stop the fight. Like he got to show me something. He's not doing nothing out there.
Yeah, I think. Go ahead, Jake. I'm sorry.
So we know this, but I've covered Neek since he was in high school, and I've seen this in every progressive state that he's been in. When he was a sophomore in high school, when he got called up to varsity for the first time, he was trying to figure it out. Junior year, trying to figure it out. Senior year of high school, exploded, and then we had the COVID year. Went to Colorado, suffered at Colorado his freshman and sophomore year, could not figure out, what he wanted to do, or, his role on the team and what he needed to do on a night in, night out basis, and then went to CSU and exploded and became this top prospect. I think we have to be patient with him. He is a older prospect, and I understand that, but I also will say that every time he's taken a jump in his basketball career, he has had an adjustment period where he has not looked great at the start, but by the end of it, he's a capable, top tier basketball player. Again, do I think he's going to be a starting, shooting guard or forward for the Kings? No, but I do think he's going to be a solid rotational piece to come off the bench that plays great defense. I just think offensively, I don't know what his game is. Like, are you a 3-point shooter? Are you able to get go get off the dribble? Like, offensively, I think that's where he's still searching of what type of player am I going to be. And he's a rookie, guys. He's still trying to figure it out on a team that he has not gotten consistent minutes throughout the year.
I think the problem, too, is you talk about it's like a fight. You got to show me something almost that you can't stop this fight. He just has to get his ass. He's going to get
pummeled.
Yeah, he just has to get his ass.
He's going to get pummeled. Over. But, I gotta see something from him. And, like, the most impressive – I don't want to say the most because Max has done some good stuff, but I really like Cardwell. Like I wasn't high on Cardwell at all in the summer, but you look at the physicality and the defense, you're seeing, and I'm going to give Bruce Pearl a lot of credit for this because you could say Cardwell was taught how to play a certain level of a certain brand of basketball. Mm-hmm. He's not the most talented, but he's like, I'm tall, I'm going to be physical, and that's what I'm going to do. And I like Max's game or whatever. Max is by far, and he's a rookie. He's by far the worst defensive player on this team. He is awful on the defensive end. And everybody that talks about defense and all this other stuff all the other time, we got to keep the same energy. He is an awful defender.
Is he the youngest player too?
Yes.
He's like, how old is Max though?
I think he's 21. He was a junior when he came out, so he wasn't a senior.
Okay. But I saw him out just a little bit to say Bruce Pearl taught Cardwell how to approach playing that position. I don't know if Max got that same teaching, so I'm willing to give him a little bit of time on that. But
and Dylan damn near 40.
What is he, 25?
Dylan's 24.
Yeah.
Max can't be older than 24.
No, he's maybe.
I know he's not young.
I give him 22 because he was a senior at Stanford.
22.
Yeah,
okay.
22.
Here's the thing, guys. I also think with Max, I think
it's money all over again.
I think the offseason program is going to be big for Max. I think he's just got to be bigger and tougher. And I think that his frame right now is what's holding him back on the defensive end. And then also his positioning on the defensive end is what's holding him back. He's a high IQ player. And in terms of being able to call out defenses and stuff like that, but the physicality part of things, he's getting outmatched on a consistent basis. And I think he needs to build up a little bit more strength, get bigger shoulders, bigger arms, bigger, just be more fundamentally stronger. And I think that will change how defenses approach him. But you're right, Ken. Like, it's not right now. There's some times where it's like even a guard can just get right past him with ease. So, but offensively, he's been great. So take it with what you will.
Great stuff, Jake. We appreciate you as always, my friend. I guess I'm looking forward to seeing you on Sunday.
Yeah, I think so. We have a Golden Globes on our channel, so I think we can do a little record action. So we'll see if we can make that happen. I can't guarantee I'll be in a great mood.
That's a Sunday night game, ain't it?
It's a Sunday night game. So if I'm frustrated, you'll know why.
Can't guarantee we won't get jokes off if you're not.
can't be worse than Rihanna. Okay, it can never
that
be
was
worse.
great. Yeah,
Which, by the way, that is I watched that video back maybe over Christmas break, and that is by far like it's a year since then. So maybe we do like a reunion situation on that, and
Let's bring Rihanna on
and bring on a whole thing of how that ended up happening. But that show was literally a top 3 or top 2 moment of Sports Sunday. Absolutely incredible.
You were literally the GOAT for that. That was awesome.
That was absolutely terrific.
You two are the GOATs, just like Drake May, who's going to be the MVP by the end of the season.
All right, man. I don't. Okay.
Go.
Right.
Okay.
Well, yeah, they got Providence tonight, so we'll see what happens.
4:00 on
Y'all better not run into Michigan at any point in this tournament because you see what we doing to people. We only won by 2 last night, but don't worry about that.
We got to talk about soon, by the way, before I go, is women's basketball being played at the Golden One Center in March. Like that should be exciting.
Oh, yeah. Very much so.
That I am like amped for that. I think that's going to get some high level college basketball here.
Yeah. Good stuff, Jake. We appreciate you, my friend.
Thank you. Hopefully we see a beam in 26.
There you go. Guys. Well, pause. It's Jake Gadon.